Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another BJ&Co Pokemon Go video. Today we are back and we are showing you guys a little bit more of the back end of the game and how you can be the very best. In particular, we are going to be talking about individual values, commonly known as IVs. If you guys have any questions after the video about IVs, throw them down in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them for you. And if you find this helpful and enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like button. It shows us that you guys are enjoying it and kind of helps us guide what new content that we're going to put out. Now, what these are is these are hidden values that you can't see in the game by, digging in without digging into the code. And what they are is an individual value that makes each Pokemon different than the other. In particular, the Pokemon have three different stats: attack, defense, and stamina, which deals with their HP. And all the base stats are the same, right? A Bulbasaur has the same base stats across the board, but then they have these individual values on top of those base stats that can make them a little bit better than other Bulbasaurs. So with those three stats, you can have a range from 0 to 15 in each of the stats. So, the best Pokemon that you can get is going to have 15, 15, 15 in these three IVs. And the worst would be 0, 0, 0. So, that being said, you want to have the highest that you possibly can, but how do I know? I've got these 50 Weedles, and which one's got the best IVs? And how do I figure that out? Well, the wonderful thing is there is some tools that I'll show you closer to the end of the video on how you can figure out what your IVs are for your different Pokemon. But I just want to show you guys a bit of a difference. So here we've got two Rattatas that I've been evolving. Both of them started right at CP of 14, HP of 10, and they required 200 Stardust to level up. Then what I've done is I have I have powered them up 5 times each to see where they get to. Because, Rattata is starting the same. You'd think they'd end the same without these individual values. Well, as you can see, we've got our test Rattata, ends with a CP of 51, HP of 15, and requires 400 Stardust to level up. Then our Rob Rattata ends with a CP of 52, so he's slightly stronger there, and HP of 16, and 400 Stardust to level up, which is what I would expect. But you can see here, so his CP is slightly ahead, but they started in the same place. So that Rattata must be, our Rob, must have slightly higher IVs somewhere, right? It might mean that he's got, 15, 15, 15 instead of 15, 14, 15. Or he could have, 15, 15, 15, and the other one might have 10, 10, 10. We don't know without digging into the tools. So what we have here, there's a couple different tools you can use. A quick and easy one if you're looking for just individual values is Pokeassistant.com and using their IV calculator on here. You'll notice that they also have an evolver, some best attacks, move lists, all sorts of fun stuff for you there. But in particular here, you can put in, okay, I've got a Rattata, CP 14, HP of 10, takes 200 dust, and then this last one is, have you powered it up or not? When you do that, you hit Find IVs. The best it can be is at about 71% if the best combination shows up, and the worst is 33. And then listed all down below here is the possible different combinations they can be. So I might have 7 attack, 14 defense, 0 stamina. Looks like I'm going to have 0 stamina no matter what. But then the different combination of attack and defense that would put it at that CP of 14. In order to narrow this down, right, because that's not good enough. So to do this, you put in your next data, which I will go with the next level up. You don't change anything besides what's actually changed. So we're going to go 21, 10, 200, powered yes. And instead of hitting Find IVs this time, you want to hit Refine. And it will shrink it down, lower the gap, and say, okay, these are the only possible outcomes that it can be now. And then you just keep doing this. You power it up, you put in the next one, and you keep refining it, and it'll keep slowly shrinking. So you just keep doing this until you get to the end, or you get to a point where you don't want it. I'm looking at this one right now, and the maximum possible can be is 51%. I got a lot of damn Rattatas. I don't think I need one that's 51% if I want to make it into the best Rattata ever. So I'm going to chuck it. I'm going to wait for something closer to 80% or higher. But it all depends what you're looking for, right? It's a great way to go through your lists and figure out what you want to get rid of in terms of Pokemon, right? Because it's, you know, you got 12 Rattatas. Which ones do you evolve? Which ones do you just transfer for the candies? You know, you want to evolve the ones that are higher IVs, right? Because, you know, in the end, if you are going to keep them, you might as well keep the best ones. This in particular, you know, I'm using Rattata as an example because it's very easy for me to catch ones of similar levels. But the same can be said for, say, an Eevee. Eevees can go evolve into some of the top 20 damaged Pokemon in the game. Great for taking on gyms. If you're catching a lot of them, like we do in my area, you're going to want to transfer away not necessarily the lowest CP ones, but the ones that have the worst IVs. You know, right now I happen to have an Eevee that's in the 95th percentile. I'm definitely going to be evolving him, but he's only got 128 CP at the moment, and I've got a bunch between 300 and 600. You know, gut reaction, I probably would have got rid of him, but if I power him up, he's actually going to be better than any of my higher CP Pokemon, or Eevees in particular. So, definitely don't want to be getting rid of him, and I'm glad I checked the IVs. Now, I've kind of got a second website. This is actually a Google Sheet that was developed that allows you to put in all sorts of different Pokemon. This is the one that I prefer. You put your trainer level in at the top, and you can just list your Pokemon across. And you can see here that if it's listed, so my Charmander, there is only one possible combination, and that is to be attack 13, defense 11, stamina 15. So that's an 86th percentile. That's great. It also tells us what the perfect CP and the max CP is that it can be for its final evolution. So I could get a 1700 Charizard out of this. It doesn't seem too shabby to me. I don't mind a 1700. I feel like that could take on some gyms nicely. But yeah, you can just list them all down here. And then you can put in the data for combinations, right? So you can see I've got our test and our Rob here. And it will actually calculate as you go in refining, same as we did in the other one. Same with Robin. You can see the stats are slightly different. And then to show it a little bit more, I actually evolved both of these into, so the Raticate, the test Raticate went into a CP of 135, and the other Raticate went into a CP of 137. So again, slightly better. HP's again slightly better. So we're going to expect the IV combination to be higher here. Well, we know it's going to be. Now, this one I haven't found a good way to deal with the refines on this one yet. Whereas the other one, if you put in that it's now switched to Eradicate and refine it, it will use that into its calculations. But so here you can see, you know, a great way to look at how everything comes out. You can see the Eevee that I've gone that is, you know, it's either 15, 15, 13 or 15, 14, 14. I will definitely take that. I'd love a 15, 15, 15, but I have yet to find anything along that lines. That's my goal. Hopefully when trading comes out, it'll be easier. And I think this will be beneficial for breeding too, if it's anything like the base games, in that breeding for IVs is a huge part of the competitive play. So I can definitely see this being taken into account a bit later. But so that is what IVs are, guys. I hope that was a good overview for you. The fact that they are hidden values that will show that your Pokemon is better than others or worse, and how you can find that with these wonderful calculators, the Pokemon Go IV calculator from Poke Assistant, and the sheet that I found through Reddit that was created by Ajax, Aggix. I'll have links to both of these down in the comments below, or the description below, so that you can get these for yourself. And yeah, it's just a great way of finding out how strong your Pokemon actually are if you were big into it. Because, you know, we all want to be the very best like no one ever was. So, gotta have the best Pokemon. If you guys found this useful, I really hope that you smash that like button and throw comments down below if there's questions you have about IVs themselves, or if there is any information that you can add to share with all of our wonderful viewers that will help them understand it a bit more. Also, if you enjoy this, we've got a few other Pokemon Go videos out there. One about how to get kind of max XP you can within an hour, upwards of 120,000 XP per hour, which is great when you start leveling up close to, you know, when you hit those level 20s. Those are big levels. We've also got another one just with some general tips and tricks for you to help you speed through the game and get the most enjoyment out of it. Also, you can subscribe for the channel for updates on when our content goes live. We do the Pokemon Go videos, but we also do all sorts of other fun stuff. Heroes of the Storm, puzzle games, kind of whatever's suiting our fancy. We've got a Destiny Zer video that comes out weekly, so we hope you'll join us for that. And if you're on your favorite social media, see if you can find us, BJ&Co, because we hang out all over the place, and we love chatting with our viewers and seeing what is going on. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you all next time.